Hi-oh, beaver! Away!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Critscast. It is the finale of yet another season. We're on to UGC now, and it is season 35. And of course, this is the Platinum Grand Final, European edition of the Highlander season between SDCK and Calm Your Oppai. We have many times winners and current ETF World champions versus a bit of a mixed team. So there's going to be definitely a heavy favourite here. We'll have to see whether the result goes the way you would expect. I'm CeeJaey, joined by Wiethoofd on production and DuMmTm as my co-caster. DuMmTm, you probably had a lot more experience watching UGC this season than I have. What are your thoughts on these two teams?
I mean, that's probably right theoretically. However, as often the case, I mostly spent my time in the lower divisions seeing whatever funny teams might emerge from there. So I did watch some games here and there, but at this level of play, less so. But then again, right, I don't have to watch much UGC Plat to have a good idea of who might be the heavy favorite going into this one. Obviously, SDCK, well-established team with, well, I mean, a couple changes here and there, sure, for the UGC roster, but still a strong roster nonetheless. Always fearsome here, no exception this time. CeeJaey, in name, obviously has been around for quite a while in UGC. In practice, always a little bit different, more or less, but the core has been around of this squad for quite a while, so, well, it's nice to see that these guys stick around, play together, are just a consistent team. It's just, I mean, compared to SDCK, it's going to be hard to imagine that this is the time we'll see the upset, but, I mean, you gotta hope for at least a good effort out of them.
I mean, SDCK last season in UGC, they're not actually the defending champions. Like, they lost the grand final against Envision, and that was everyone's kind of like, is this the catalyst? Is this where it's going to change? You know, is other teams going to rise up? And then this season, we didn't see any of the kind of the big names. We didn't see Envision or, you know, gimme opponent, as they know in UGC. Didn't see Failer. And yeah, Calm Your Oppai have been the next best team. They've only lost once this season in the regular season against SDCK. SDCK so far haven't lost a game or dropped around. So it'll be interesting to see how they stack up. We have 3 maps tonight. We have Badwater, Product, and Upward will be the decider. And as per UGC rules, it will be a best of 3 on the payload maps. We can take a look at, the results. I mean, they've got a lot of Prem experience, Calm Your Oppai. I mean, they've beaten the other teams fairly comfortably. Do you think they have a chance here tonight?
It's awkward, right? Badwater up first is a bit of a strange one because it's not been in the map with TF2 for exactly a long while now. So you gotta really think how it matters more for. And I want to say it's better for SDCK than it's worse, right? Sure, they are somewhat out of practice. Obviously, it's come up once the season before, but other than that, it's been out of practice. But even then, right, they have the practice in the past. And while people on CeeJaey obviously have played it before as well, with anything close to this roster, certainly not the case at all. And I think a mixed team is much less favored in an environment like that. On this map, if it's doable, it's got to be on the most straightforward maps, like Product up second. So it's hard to imagine it's going to be happening here, but you got to give it a balanced effort here on map 1 even.
It's true, yeah. I mean, when you take a look at the map, everyone knows Badwater, but Badwater maybe, you know, it's kind of like you sort of talk about the pug maps, right? And this is one of the closest things you'll get to a pug map. But if you're just joining us, this is the UGC European Platinum Highlander Final, Season 35. We have ETF World champions SDCK and multiple winning UGC champions as well, but not the defending champions this time around. They'll be looking back to reclaim their title, and they're facing off against Calm Your Oppai. SDCK will be in the red to begin with, defending with Calm Your Oppai in the blue. We take a look at the rosters quickly. On SDCK, pretty much a normal roster as you'd expect. May on Scout, Jackie Legs on Soldier, T-Board on Pyro, Murphy Demo, Sandburn returning on Heavy, Honjo on Engineer, Geru Medic, Broken on Sniper with Mezzo on Spy, while Calm Your Oppai have The Last Time on Scout, Sammy Soldier, V-Clocks Pyro, Davey on Demo, Leify on Heavy, Karik Engineer, Dave on Medic, Nutricula on Sniper, and Sprasty on Spy. And it's been a while since I've watched Badwater, so I'm kind of looking forward to this.
Oh, yeah, Blue Scout being Domic, I think should be noted out here, the German Scout joining up. It's in large parts, right, the ETF roster that they had in this memory that they've brought together here. So we'll see what this can do up against each other, but SDCK starting on defense certainly won't let them have too much breathing just yet. Broken, obviously. Sniper, I mean, unfortunately went without a team last season. Wiethoofd, certainly, if he would to have to find a home on Wiethoofd's first place team. Not a bad look either. We'll see how this one goes. Other than that, not too many roster changes from that last Wiethoofd season, of course on the side of SDCK either, but we'll see how they play. Opondra being one of those, an engineer sitting on the defense with the gun to shoot people down really quickly. Don't let anyone get to his teammates all too much. Still lose Broken, still lose Sandburn. Bad wants to lose in theory, but still have 7 left standing, so it might all be fine even with the longer respawns.
Yeah, that's a lot of hit scan, like, out of the picture. Sandburn, obviously really good at anti-aircraft gun on that heavy. No sniper is going to give a bit of opportunity for Nutricooler to come up on this far side and maybe get some snipes without worrying about the SVS. It does get Honjo, and that is engineered down. That sentry is going to be right for the plucking, and Sammy is going to do exactly that, shooting it from the tunnel. And now we do see coming up, and they're moving up on this far side. Sammy does go down. Vclox launches himself in with the jetpack. Gedu finally uses that Uber, got pressured there, a lot of damage going down, but so many kills going in the favor of SDCK here. But Dave has managed to get all the way back into spawn, and he's safe, and now they have a full charge. So once those respawns come up, they're going to be ready to push this, as Hondru's desperately trying to get a level 1 sentry up in time.
The heavy is still up on high ground, so Sandburn just shoots down Sammy's advance over the high ground. Vclox down as well, immediately lose to the time. They want to aggress from just delayed a little bit more now, and any second counts here. At least the card's getting pushed up quite a bit, but even despite his best efforts, Dominik can't really get this thing any further than just outside of tunnel. The gun now finally in range to shoot down straight onto the card. It needs a play up front to get this card pushed up in the backlines as well. Let's see how they do this. Finally take some position up front here, try to just get in. Sticky's blast far away. Dave once again, really trying to not overextend anything as well, but just waste more and more time now.
Yeah, I mean, they've taken so long to do this that Dave still has that charge, but Gedu has now got a charge again and is up and ready to do that. So we're kind of back to square one. All those amazing picks and the great force has done nothing, because Hondru's back with a level 3, Broken's back there with a buff, watching the sidelines. Gedu's got got 100% in the bank, and now KANNONEN and Oppai have to maybe go back to the drawing board. Broken with the headshots on a 4 kill streak gets Nutricooler. We're seeing the sack come in, loads of players come in, and it is going to be the force onto Gedu. He has to use that Uber. Faced with a demo, a soldier, and a pyro. It's been a while since I've seen the Vclox jetpack, and I'm liking what I see.
I mean, he's delivering things similar to it on Soldier at least, so... I mean, at least Vclox in the sky, certainly his sight still left to C-Force. Either way though, I mean, sure it's a force, but it's been such a long time. This really has to work now. Through tunnel, it seems they want to advance. Just quickly get to the gun if they can. Have to pop right through tunnel entrance though. They're gonna get the Devilman caught as well. The last one you won't see go down right now. Vclox and Pyro just has to lead this charge forward, and they're just sitting in the back. The gun just wastes so much time to get past, and they won't even get rid of it, but they've sure gotten rid of every single blue player close to them at all. SDCK sitting pretty on the high ground, and after so many seasons on Wiethoofd with Vigil, seeing a first point this holdable, it's gonna be a big change of pace that they're probably not too happy with right now on CYO.
Yeah, it's a frustrating thing to happen when you're trying to push and, it's the first point and you're just making no headway, and you see Gedu now with 100% in the bank again. And Davey gets taken down. Mezzo with the revolver. That pusher before, the Jaculator has just got this tunnel under complete control. He's getting so much damage, and when they Ubered in before, he was just able to get so much damage on the players who weren't Ubered that the cleanup was extremely easy for SDCK. So I don't think they're going to have time for a sack here. I mean, 70% on Dave, 30 seconds left on the clock. SDCK can just see another. Actually, Davey goes in, and it's that dispenser armor, dude. Dispenser armor saves the day.
It's just really nice for the medic to just be able to eat Plat that easily. I think the only thing that easily get past that is pyro damage, and getting that pyro in there, even with the jetpack, really difficult. Try to anyway, but they're just preempting him either way. Jordan gladly takes that fight, both when it's used, but just blast each other away a little bit here. Davey still gets the last bit of the flash up and respawn straight into the gun, but as much as SDCK is forced back, they can still just sit on card and trade with anyone coming flying in, and that might just be good enough.
Now Mezzo hits double figures there. He's on a 10 kill streak right now. He backstabbed Dave, who was on the rock trying to heal Davey, who was on the high ground, and then revolvers down Davey. So you got the Davey, double combo, and then it just gets another kill right at the end there. He's just been cleaning house, and and just, you know, just getting the people who are unaware, the people who aren't involved in the fight, who are just ripe for the picking. And that does mean it's going to be a hard hold on first. SDCK just needs to cap the first point, and they will win this round. And it is going to be a best of 3, so we will see the reverse happening, and we'll see, you know, potentially a longer round. But did you think it was going to be? Were you expecting, to be honest, were you expecting any kind of first holds today?
I mean, I certainly thought it was a possibility, right? Look at the players here. Sure, there's Premiership experience on CeeJaey, but in the grand scheme of things, right? With some of the big names taking a early Christmas break / Halloween break on UGC this season, or this year, I should say, being left as the next best Premiership team, as the last played Premiership team of the previous Wiethoofd season, a bit of a rough fate. Also often for your chances to really get past, you know, anyone else from Premiership being left as SDCK exactly. So, I mean, certainly he wasn't out of the equation here. I think they played a little bit better on the more established maps than Wiethoofd before. Like I said, maybe the practice on those will pay out better in the future for the next 2 maps, but with how long SDCK has been a thing for, with him performing well on Badwater should be to no one's surprise, I think.
Yeah, I mean, even back when I was playing, Badwater was one of their best maps. As we see the sack come in, Murphy getting the damage, Jackie Legs hitting the rockets, he's going to take down Wiethoofd and Dave. There's going to be a drop, and that is absolutely huge. That means SDCK now just need to use this Uber, clean the players that are still alive out, and try and get that cart over to the point. And you see how far they've got the cart already. We'll have to see whether they're going to be more efficient with this Uber advantage than Oppai were, but you can see already they're on cliff, they're ready to go in now, and Davey's not prepared for that.
Yeah, they're just coming flying in basically. Jack from the other side while the push comes up from high ground. Just put them in a really nice pincer. The gun left in the shield for quite a while, still gets out of the shield a second too early for Gano to get out, gets a rocket blasted right in his face. It's gonna be the point, and it won't matter too much that the Met dies here. As funny as it is, they will just cap the point, and as it so goes in stopwatch, you cap when your opponent doesn't, you will just win the map.
Yeah, we're gonna see ABBA, ABBA, the good old attack first, and then you attack second next time. So this time around, we're going straight into the second round. The teams aren't hanging about. It's Monday. Got things to do. Oppai will be on the red, just like we just saw, and SDCK will be attacking first. So they'll be setting a time. So potentially seeing more of the map than just the first point, unless Oppai do exactly the same. But you were saying, Dum, like, you know, SDCK have been at the top for a while now, and people kind of go in maybe expecting to be second best. Do you think that's, you know, the lack of kind of big names, so to speak, in UGC season? Do you see that being a trend? Because we didn't see Envision, we didn't see Failer, we didn't see any kind of team that would normally challenge SDCK. Do you think that's going to be, you know, people just biding their time before the next TF2 season?
I think the time will certainly come again for people to join up. I think it just needs more stable rosters again. Failer had a bit more roster shuffles in recent memory that they get past. And maybe once they got something together, John and later can throw something together for UGC as well, maybe. On the Polish side, obviously, from Envision, the core has been still kind of playing together in some degree, but obviously in a much, much different form. Also, it's a mixed, joint roster with some lower div players to stir up the middle of the tables here in the UGC divisions as well. So, I mean, once things shape up a bit, once Envision people and the likes know a bit more what they were going to do next year, maybe see some more competition. But I think with the end of the year, everyone just want it to be wrapped up already.
Oh, I saw some nice pipes from Davey there. He's going to take down Murphy and T-Borden, and that suicide gets absolutely nothing. Only Nutricula takes a bit of damage there, and he's going to get healed right up. And even Murphy has to applaud at that pipe there. So, a bit of respect going on. You can see Broken get taken down by Sprasty. Davey does go down, so no demo now for the defense means going to be a little bit easier to get in there. I wouldn't be surprised if SDCK come out with the heals, which they are now going to take this far side. Sammy, though, is going to get absolute destruction in that tunnel and slow down that car pressure.
That's a nice start, but the gun is really weak. Any bullet hitting that thing might just be spelling the end for the gun, and then there's not going to be nice pickings after the base. But Dawn's getting there. Finally, good with the last second, the flash will crash with the end here fast. Gun's still standing, but any shot will do it at this rate. However, they're not giving them the time to do it. Sonic Sammy just pushing up really deep, get some good damage, but can't quite get in enough to get more kills than this. Yeah, the bullet finally hitting. The gun goes down to the fireball people from across the map, and suddenly there's just not much left of a defense anymore. Telly certainly won't hold this point by itself. They're pulling out early, can't overextend here too much as in some scenarios. You might like to hold on as much as you can. You can't afford to put your mat at risk at this point anymore.
Yeah, it took a little bit of time there for SDCK to kind of regroup and re-push, and that's actually given time for Oppai to get some space onto second. Davey actually takes down Murphy. JackieLegs goes in for the suicide, maybe trying to get some kill pressure onto Dave or Karik perhaps to get that sentry out of the way, but no, Sanburn and T-Board are going to pick up a couple of kills. 3 down for the defending side. It's going to be really, really difficult for them to hold. Sanburn, though, will lose the heavy fight against Leafy, and the Uber's going to be used much, much earlier by SDCK. They're going to use it onto T-Board, and Wiethoofd just pushes them away. And they are going to get this second cap now, but that elusive third point that is always notoriously difficult to hold on the original Badwater does mean the defensive side here, Oppai going to have 100% in the bank. So maybe SDCK going to regroup again and go for some more suicides.
Let's see, well, Solver already deep in there, tries to get all the important kills, but just barely falls short. The gun already there. This is exactly what we were talking about earlier. You just got to get out of points early sometimes, even if you might still have some numbers to fight back with a little bit more. Better to just get the better hold on the next one. In this case, the gun already being up, making all the difference. Gets a set up, gives them fighting chance, gets a sniper to safe spot in particular, making good use of that already. Who's one gun with Broken on top of that. Certainly puts a bit of a damp on things for SDCK, but they're gonna walk in as much as they can anyway. Medic maybe not overcommitting, but the rest of them looking for a chance to do some damage on this.
Yeah, they're getting some kills here. I'm seeing the aggression coming forward from Davey and Wiethoofd, and actually Wiethoofd's gonna get punished, and so does Davey. So JackieLegs and Murphy there combined to get a couple of kills, and it does cost them their lives, but 4 down now. Nutricooler is weak. Dave still has that Uber. Mace going to be pushing that cart, knowing that their attention is going to be split. There's not very many defenders alive. The respawns come through. The Uber is going to come through from SDK, from the house actually, and T-Borden actually misses his flare jump up to the high ground, so Leif still has that to rain down some bullets, and it does look like the counter Uber is going to be successful enough to stem off the attack for the time being.
Alright, let's see how this one goes. What little they had right now, but it looks like they're not getting it at all. Nutricooler even gets sniped. Gedu taken down on the way out. Just the last second the med was available to be shot into Boiler. Gets hit by a bullet. Really nice stuff. Gets one more onto the NG as well. And once again, this third point proving fairly annoying for the offensive team. In this case, SDCK certainly put in some work. This is maybe where, I guess Rust is really the right word to describe it with for this point comes in. It's a hard point to push. You're out of practice a little bit, and things are not quite working out, and it will show ugly face. However, Kart goes up the slope, and as much as it's not a true slope on a upward or middle on third, it still just means that it's so close to the point now. The gun can't even shoot down and hit anyone anymore. Honjo just walks on Kart. Doesn't even cap it, wants to feed even more, but it's not actually going to quite work for him.
It's just the dry push comes in, and while everyone is panicking because they're like, yo, they shouldn't be pushing, they don't have Uber yet, and then loads of people go down to the low ground, and Mezzo is just like, you know what, I'm just going to start killing these people. Manages to take down 2, and then Dave is just pistoled and shanked to death. So not only do they get the cap from a dry push, they also get rid of the medic and now have an Uber advantage going into last. 80% in the bank for Gedu, and Dave only at 25. Leif is going to get taken out up in that map room. JackieLegs now containing control. Oh no, Davey has something to say about that. Dave and Davey combining to take down JackieLegs, but it looks like SDCK are going to be happy to just be pushing him through the choke.
Alrighty, let's see if they can do any magic from here right now. Well, someone can, but it's not SDCK. Nutricooler gets the bat once again. It is all sitting on Kart, makes them easy targets. It's just sitting ducks for Nutricooler to take apart, make Christmas dinner from, and it's just happening. They're getting put into the blender here, and no escaping out of this one.
No, just getting peeled apart. It's such a huge advantage just lost there by SDCK. Kind of uncharacteristic for them to maybe not respecting the sniper, just sitting in choke and just saying, okay, we're gonna just try and hold the high ground without realizing that Nutricooler is gonna take your medic's head off whenever he wants. He's on a 4K right now as he takes on Sanburn as well. Karik also on a 4K as Andre tries to get some car pressure, and that sentry is going to completely deny it. And it looks like Oppai now getting a few kills, starting to be a little bit more aggressive. They know they have the Uber advantage. They want to try and hold down this trope, but oh no! In comes May with the meat shots. Is going to take down Dave. That's going to be a drop as well. Jackie Legs have got a little bit of damage as well. And SDCK just start flooding in. They're starting to take all. They're just picking them apart now.
That's a good start for sure. That's still down, so they don't have heals. So long this takes, the worst it might get. You gotta wrap this up quick at this rate. You're getting past the gun. Made it easier. Maybe with its little bodies around, but yet he's still there. That thing has a shield, that thing has heals, and with a sniper on top of things, no one can even just sit there and spam if they wanted to. You gotta get in on one of the two, and both of them protecting each other fairly well here. The spy comes through, Mezzo with a fairly blatant approach, not as subtle as he would like to be, but given the circumstances, had no choice. Will go down pretty quick. Particular take hot shots will work out quite well. Gets away with another kill onto the DuMmTm. Maybe Highlander Blacklegs can get through finally, but it's just not happening yet.
I mean, Nutricula is starting to pop off here. Just getting a ton of... He's got 30 points on the server, which is 9 more than his medic. You know, he's doing an absolute shift of it today. Mezzo sapping the sentry. Did not manage to take it down there. Karika is alive. I'm not just to get rid of that sapper. Mezzo lives to fight another day, but that sentry, level 3, still watching the cart. Murphy trying to get some spam down as well, but he's going to lose his head. Nutricula gets another kill, and SDCK starting to bleed a few players here. Jackie Legs tries to get behind, and Nutricula takes him down as well. He's on an 8k, and this sniper needs to stop as the Ubers are going to come in. Dave has gone down. Nutricula on a 9k. Karik's on a 7k. The engine and the sniper combining here to hold on to this last point. They're just not letting them cap. He's on double figures, Dom. He's on a 10k.
He better be delivering that. I played Pubs the other day. He was in there as well. He had some choice wars, but Pub was not being as good as he expected them to be. So he better live up to his own expectations. For now, that's certainly the case. Can live up to that for sure here, but it takes a little bit more than that to actually win the map as well. This time is not bad just yet, but you want more than just okay against SDCK to be any safe about winning this at all.
They're actually being quite aggressive at coming up by Wiethoofd. Just getting a little bit of confidence now, maybe going aggressive, and Sandburn is going to burn to death. And again, Wiethoofd goes in, gets so much damage done, will go down this time, but he's doing enough to force SDCK to fall back. Now May is kind of on the cart by himself. 12 kills in a row now for Nutricula as he takes down Murphy, and surely SDCK must be getting frustrated at broken. Finally gets the counter snipe, does take him down with the body shot. Karik on a 9k now as well. No, actually he's on an 11k. Excuse me, I'm looking at the wrong numbers here. So we've got the engineer just not dying. That sentry is proving to be annoying. As soon as it takes a little bit of damage, the Wrangler goes up. Poncho goes in. He's going to 1v1 quick. No, the flick with the Wrangler is going to take him down. Is this sentry going to go down? Murphy's now trying finally at will. The counter is going to come in. Dave flashing people. Vicox will take down Sandburn. May's on the cart trying to get some cap time again, but in comes Cubone, will take him down. And SDCK, all of that, you know, it's like that bit in the Avengers movie, right? When he's like, all that for a drop of blood. Like, they moved the car an inch. All for that. Like, they didn't really achieve anything there.
I mean, they certainly also would like to time travel back to fix the time at this point, because this is not looking pretty on the clock right now. They need some bonus time funded at this rate for this to be any good at all, but it's a far cry from getting any better. That's the tough part as well. Everyone talks about how much the first point's the hard one here, but it often feels like the spawns are just barely too generous for the red team to just get away with so much in the end and still be holding at the end of it all, with players already up on the last defense yet again. At least they have the advantage. That's really the key part right now, and it's gotta show evidence right now.
In comes the Uber from Map Room, and they go straight for Dave. It's a Scout Uber, Scout Pyro Uber, going straight for the combo, and they completely switch things up. Davey is extremely weak, will get taken down now. Only 4 players left, and 2 players for coming Oppai in a 15-second respawn queue. Some players will be up kind of soon though. They might be able to. Leahy is trying to take the distraction as the respawns come in, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. SDCK have a lot of players on the card, a lot of players watching the spawn. Sammy is trying. Karik is actually going to get the kill onto Murphy, but the cart will go in. 10:22 though, Dom. That is not the time you might be expecting if you're just joining us and seeing, okay, SDCK winning the first round, but taking over 10 minutes to cap all the way to last.
I've seen this movie before. Someone snapped their fingers, half the team is dead, and somehow they still win in the end. Not a good time though. Either way, I mean, 10 minutes is the last thing you want to see right now at the end of this all. So not a good look here in the end for SDCK still, but if you remember correctly, just a few minutes ago, CeeJaey failing to even push first. So even if SDCK struggles finishing the map, certainly they've done 4 times the work, even more than that, theoretically, than their opponents have so far. So I don't know, you can't feel safe with this at all. You gotta really just get something playable into the first point faster. It took a while to even get the first force, let alone making it count. They were sitting there with the U1 hand, not sure what to do with it for such a long time. They got to be much more committed, much more quickly.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, it seemed that some players were starting to get into the rhythm there. It's having problems with, you know, the sniper, Nutricula. Just a lot of players going down to him, having trouble taking down the sentry. Karik had a double-figure kill streak as well. That wrangled sentry on last, proving to be a big problem. But you did see them adapt. They went for the map room Uber with Scout Pyro, went straight for the medic, having built faster, get him down, and then regroup after that. This time you'd have to see if Oppai are going to be able to do the same. Are they going to be able to adapt to their mistakes from last time and be able to capture this first point? Because you'd have to argue the momentum is in their favor after that not perfect push before, but they are losing players fairly quickly. Nutricula has to go down to Broken. Murphy's sticky trap took down a few people as they were trying to push the cart. So they have a chance to regroup and try again.
Yeah, but you need something explosive, like quick. There it comes as well. Demo Man Pyro looking to get in, not getting far enough. Demo just eats the pipe, no big deal. Get in the dispenser, find yet again. Just second pair of health for the medic doing the heavy lifting on this defense once again. SDCK looking unhindered for now.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been a massive fan of the old dispenser strat. You do feel like you haven't really got a chance to do much in case it does go wrong, but it's been working with them for a while. We see an actually aggressive Uber. Oh, Wiethoofd is launched to another dimension, so he's out of his Uber, and Davey falls down as well, gets pushed back. The rest of the Uber is actually put onto Nutricula as he tries to get something. That was just completely denied. I think it was a combination of stickies and air blast that just launched the combo out of that, and the denial was just so strong. And we're seeing Anjo rebuild a sentry now, getting it back up to level 3, and SDCK feeling pretty comfortable.
Yeah, sitting pretty there. The con does get popped just in case, because it has to do too much, but it doesn't mean Jack won't try anyway. We'll go in for these. One more kill, can't get out yet again though. Bit of a push by Wiethoofd, tries so desperately to get in there, but despite a bit of damage on everyone, it's not enough for any single one of them to be really much of any threat. At least they get the MG, that's a nice pick in theory, but someone's got to actually get in a position for that to matter, and they're pushing up against them. They don't want them to go close at all.
Looks like we are having a pause. Action has stopped for the time being.
At this moment, because there's the gun just lurking above them, it's not looking too nice on them, but they gotta try quick. They don't have too much more time, only 2.5 minutes to even get this point to have a chance for the rest of the round.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there is the entire game timer, but there is the round timer as well, which is what was their issue the first time when they played. Dave does go down to the pipes of Murphy as the Uber from SDCK is going to be used. Samba, though, extremely weak. And there's a lot of weak players. Actually, T1 and Samba both go down. They were weak. And it's going to see Gedu getting the arrows out to protect himself, trying to escape. Sprassi lurking behind May, all too aware and will protect. Jackie Leg still lurking behind, but Broken gets Karik, gets Dave. Jackie Legs is just being a distraction right now as Broken is just taking pot shots at people. Takes down Davey as well. Mezzo pulls out the Ambassador. What year is it? He takes down Cuba and he takes down Leafy. And that's going to be some headshots ringing down. 6 headshots in a row from these two players has completely turned the tide of this first point.
Yeah, we talked about not trying to overcommit on the first point too much just last round, but SeeJaey firmly changed the stance on that. They want to just go in and hope for the best here, and it's going well so far. Dominic Beefs just one too many shots at Together, can't get the kill on the medic, and suddenly this might also be worth it once again. Just hoping for the best on this one. Roll the dice. Sometimes you can just get the high roll win out in the end and get these kills quick enough, even from sketchy positioning without high ground at all, because they will have to be on card. They can't be all too much on the high ground there themselves, and certainly were right on that one here. No one in really good positions to play with each other. Just hope they would get this point already, but they're wrong on that one here. At least it's a lot more of a compromised position. They can just fly in, go in for some kills, get the bodies on the card, and force people to commit to that, and there we go. Quick bomb in, get the falls right away. It's just a matter of cleaning up from here. The gun's only level 1. Certainly a nice spot to play from here. Pipe hits everyone as well. No one has good health at all on red, but you gotta clean up from here.
Yeah, and the cleanup just isn't happening. Everyone's on the low ground, Kanga Oppai on the high ground, able to just sort of rain down some damage, and Davey getting really, really aggressive now. So far forward, but will get denied there by the scout. Sammy goes in as well. Now Cubone's having a go. Nutricula is going to get the kill, and actually Vicrox takes down Gedu, so that is going to be a med pick. That is going to be advantage for Dave. He's at 85% right now. They've got 6 minutes left on the clock for the round time. It looks like SDCK is saying, we don't care, we still want to fight this point. Mezzo gets a kill, the dispenser goes down, as we know, a crucial pick at all times. And it looks like SDCK, despite not having heals right now, are going to win that small scuffle and, you know, maybe going to just keep holding second point.
Yeah, that's how it goes here. We'll see if they can keep this together again and just bring this back to nice push that we've seen at the end for them there just now. Second's awkward. You really have just a nice chance to leave early on SDCK at basically any point right now if you don't have the high ground hold. And that's really the awkward one, right? How much do you want to commit for any kills right now to feel like it's worth it without putting yourself in a position where you will just trade unnecessary numbers that they can just walk away from?
Yeah, they're kind of working in groups here. We saw Sandburn and May kind of working together there. Sandburn being sort of the aggressive, put some damage down and being the bait, and then May cleaning up a couple of kills. The Uber is forced, and they're going to go forward. Murphy going down, really the only casualty. Oh, Vicrox into the skybox again. This man is just flying today. Mezzo's still behind, but he's going to get cleaned up by Cubone. Less than 5 minutes left on the clock. And it does look like we are going to see the second point being capped for CeeJaey. But SDCK now with an Uber charge in play. May on a 7-kill streak is going to take down Davey. So no demo. The suicide is not going to get the force out of Gedu. So SDCK happy to do this kind of aggressive hold that is the norm on third point on sorry, not Badwater, Pro Water.
We'll see how it goes at this point. SDCK obviously in a fine position already. Uber have most of the numbers up. NG down is a problem, but as long as they're holding close like he said, and like they want to, it's going to be hard to get anything towards this gun that is just also powerful on this third point. They just can't go deep against it. Control back up again, straight there with the tally back to his gun, can build it up fully. The bomb still goes through, but it's the Pyro doing most of the hard work there in the end. Gets the force out regardless of what Demon was doing. Or maybe helped out by just a bit in the sky, distracting. Certainly nice either way. Dave walks out early, stressing behind him. Any kills are nice right now. Get a pick, maybe no, the Spicicle finds yet another victim. As always, it's the Spy using it. Will just fall short because the Pyro just looks at you for 1 second too long.
Yeah, we see this. It's almost like a second hold again coming from SDCK, and they're getting kills because of it. Nutricula, Vicrox both going down. Davey also going to go down. I mean, Dave has an Uber, but they're dropping players. They've dropped 4 players, 5 players. Dave is now 40 HP, 15 HP, has to use the Uber, and CeeJaey just have to back out here. SDCK were just extremely aggressive on this second corner. The cart is rolling back, and they were just... If CeeJaey had just used the Uber and gone in there, they would have got at least 3-4 kills, but they were just hesitating. They wanted the perfect Uber, they weren't ready for that aggression, and still SDCK are forward. They're going to take down 5 players, and now they have 100% Uber in the bank. They can just sit on this corner and wait for the pressure to come to them.
Yeah, I feel like so often the real learning curve for medics isn't to figure out how to not ever use, but it's when to use anyway, and just go in for the kills with a later Uber instead of hoping for the best one. And this might just be one of those circumstances. Hold too long, someone forces you, and then your Uber is just so far and away from being close to anyone at all that you could kill. That just will not happen in the slightest. Like he said, second hold 2 coming out in the sequel. We're back on it again. However, it's different this time. It's a full reboot, but this time the change is that they're on the high ground as well. Get forced a lot quicker than you'd think as well, but they have everyone in front of him. And speaking of just using anyway, they see them close, they will just pop. No reason to mess around, getting forced later. Just get these kills fast and build a new Uber before they've even spawned yet again.
Yeah, I mean, you see that. It's, you know, you use the Uber, you get the enemy medic. I mean, that's the chance. And then you just back off. Now you have heals, the enemy team doesn't. And this roof hold is reminiscent of, gosh, when I first started playing Highlander, we're talking like this is like a 10-year-old hold going on here.
Back in my days.
It's back in my day. We used to hold the roof, you know, and it was the meta. Hondre's actually shooting himself with his Wrangler so that he can get up onto the little ledge there on where the vents are on the roof. Sprassi's going to go for the sap though, and Hondre dies because of it. So a little bit of tech there, but a little bit wasted. 140 left on the clock, and
they just push away from them.
Yeah, they're just gonna be like, you know, we're gonna cap. You guys can have the roof. This is why no one holds roof anymore. By the way.
I mean, even beyond that, it's a little bit awkward anyway at this point to be that far forward and just you lose one too many people. They're just able to walk past you. However, same goes the other way as well. Just all around them, and they don't see it coming. They have to keep track of the combo, didn't see the flank coming at all, and that coming too quick, even faster if it has the fastest running speed in the game, it seems, and making that one feel big one coming by Sammy hits good damage, but no one's dying to it yet. Kenny wants things for the kill as well. He just wants to have some fun, and I mean, certainly he does, but Sammy does not. Burns to death on the jump back out, and this is looking rough for CeeJaey.
Yeah, I mean, less than a minute to go. There is a sentry on the slope leading into third. It's going to get a couple of kills. It's pretty much over, and it is going to be a quick, pretty quick and swift 2-0 for SDCK, but not kind of. I mean, as clinical as you know that first round was, hard holding first and then pushing with one Uber exchange going on. That second round did leave a lot to be desired. Taking over 10 minutes to push last, and they did get pushed up to third, although their third hold was strong. I don't know who's picked what map, but we don't know. But I'm just gonna say it was SDCK's picks, just so that we can make the next map a little bit more spicy.
It's hard to imagine otherwise anyway, right? Like, sure, there certainly are a little bit out of practice for the actual pushes here to some degree. The hold certainly can be really strong, as we've seen, because SDCK made the good holds look unbeatable, quite frankly, on their own time. But in the end, as much as the pushes can be better, they don't need to be any better than this. They've got this one in the back, got themselves the first map win of the night. One more, they got this one wrapped up nice and early.
We can take a look at the logs from this first map combined. As much as that's going to tell us, basically it was see who got the most kills, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, bigger number, better person is how it goes, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And the best person on the server was in fact Broken. 43 kills and only 15 deaths. Nutricula was the highest. Am I looking at the right one?
No, it's not that. But Broken already performing like this with product up next.
All right.
Is scary. Last time I've seen him play that map, I think the UN classified it as mass genocide.
Was that Nations Cup? I can't remember. I remember there was a map that he just popped off on, and I mean, Nutricula did exceptionally well, too. He did hit the double-figure kill streak at one point. He got more headshots, 39. He did get 10 less kills. So that kind of sets it up for, if both teams are going to be playing around the sniper, going to see some interesting battles going on.
Yeah, I mean, certainly Nutricula made a good job on the defense as well, but the defense part of the map for snipers, I think the easy one, right? You have all the safe sightlines. You can just be... I mean, we've seen it, right? On last, you have like 10 million good sightlines to work with. Granted, kind of offense, but they never got there on offense, I guess, is the problem. Because first on offense is a little bit annoying. And then on third as well, you're just sitting with the gun the entire time. It's just really nice, really easy for you to just sit there safe. You don't have to worry about too much. You can just hard scope angles the entire time and just click buttons like it's also, I guess.
Them to have a chance to keep this final going. If you're just joining us, this is the second map of the grand final. SDCK did take the first map, Badwater 2-0. This is now Product coming up in the blue, SDCK in the red. This is going to be first to 3 rounds. If SDCK win this, of course, they'll be crowned champions. What's happening on mid, Dan?
Well, the fast one in right away. Jackleg Sammy, sorry, on team. Tries to get in nice and early. It doesn't quite work for him, but everyone's taking attention to that. Certainly lets everyone else peek a little bit more. He gets some good damage across the point. Same can be said for Jackleg Server though, but just gets the kill all on his lonesome here. That's not quite all they're getting, but it might as well be, because there's so many people down. Hard to imagine they can fight back until waiting for all the spawners. Bailey fight the try against Sniper, going the guy's way with the knife instead of the nice little bigger one there, but doesn't really matter in the end. They still have point control for the time being. First spawn will be not a big deal for them to cap. Early spawns will be only slower now, really, for them. Bounced behind by Sammy, gets in on the net right away. Really nice flank by the Solly of the blue team, but either way, they're pushing up early. Wheels just only now late to the party for CYO means just having this heal ad, making all the difference, gets them in here nice and quickly.
Yeah, just waiting for the spawn, and it could have worked out much better for SDK because they exchanged medics right at the start. Getty was up, had that Uber advantage, and you would think once they get that cap and have the Uber advantage, then it's really, really strong position for them. Smasty gets the kill into Samban though, and the fact that Dave is at 80% right now means CeeJaey could just go in and take this Uber. They've got Cubone, they've got V-Clocks, they've got Davey, all lurking around. Mezzo gets another kill on Nutricula. He's been really getting the pressure on, and the Uber is going to come in. Cubone gets just killed on the point. He goes for the cap instead, and SDCK not really being chased. They're going to back out fairly safely, I think. Yeah, they keep Gedu alive.
Well, just about. I mean, you said safely just as there was the pyro in his face.
Yeah.
Could have been far safer than that, maybe, but it will work out either way. Strategi's timing this time around as well, as it goes 2 point for SDCK. Dracula still flying all across him, tries to get on the medic. Hits a bit of a nice damage there and finds the cleanup as well. Everyone just realizing too late, looking up in this game. Often very difficult when these bombs are just this fast. And while everyone's just sitting there capping his one up, one man himself got the damage on already. Same idea for the other side. However, it's more than one person going in all on a lone sub. It's going to be 3 flying in, 3 going down. Successfully though, however, find the force nice and quickly. Gedu not messing around with that, seeing this many people. Pops fairly quickly. Not much more to kill here in the end, but that's just fine. SDCK should be well aware that any of these kills really just make sure that no one else will be a victim in the end, but still losing 2-3 makes this really, really rough for them either way. This is just too many people that are going down with the slow spawn times you have on point to be really safe about staying forward anymore.
Yeah, the thing is they still get a ton of kills. Like Jackie Legs and Samba was still forward holding and then get like 3 or 4 more kills. Are broken! Oh, he gets the headshot onto Dave, so all of that advantage in terms of player, in terms of he's just gone out of the window for CeeJaey. He's going to get a respawn very, very quickly as they don't have the point, but that does mean Gedu has a nice meaty 60% advantage. SDCK is still in control of the point, and you know, just being that aggressive on the point, getting you kills, slows down the enemy team, just doesn't allow them to reorganize and have, you know, a stable push. And SDCK just kind of bleeding time now as they're over a minute ahead, and Broken gets Dave again.
They're bleeding a lot more than time.
I didn't even see what the angle he got it from, but he's just popping off right now. And CeeJaey, 45 seconds left on the clock. It's going to be really hard for them to get back in here. They're going to struggle to even get an Uber up in time.
Yeah, it's going to be a rough one for sure, but I mean, will they even get close at this point? It's not quite the most setup forward hold already here, but they're thinking about it. They're going there kind of early. Will actually just end in a quick force. It's maybe not exactly how SDCK envisioned this Uber to go in the end, but they're rolling with the punches, get the scout in deep, try to get to the medic. Will not end too successful for them, but Hondro's just hiding on them. The medic doesn't come that way, but he might as well just be behind them at this rate.
Sammy jumps in, actually does get a kill onto Broken. He's now hunting for Gedu. No, won't be able to get him, but 10 seconds on the clock. There is cap time, so if SDCK start bleeding any more players, CeeJaey coming forward, they just need to keep that point alive a little bit longer as their respawns are going to be better. They lose the V-Clocks, but T-Borden also goes down, Davey goes down. It does look like SDCK are just going to bait them onto the point, knowing that they can just re-push here, because CeeJaey have spent so many players trying to get this down.
Everyone here is playing TF2 except Hondro, who's actually just sitting here playing Among Us, venting behind them, waits for the round to basically end to come back and kill the sniper from the backlines. Just waits them out the entire time while they push to point there. And you know what? It will work. No sniper for this last fight is really nice. No instant kills, no huge 150 damage swings on the table for them. Helps quite a bit, will help them get this one here in the end, and will work out just fine.
Yeah, it's just possible to, you know, I'd trade the NG for the sniper any day of the week. Sammy goes for the same jump before, then backs away. Doesn't get Gedu this time, but oh wow, SDCK are starting to clean up a lot better compared to the last fight. They get 3, then they get 4. Sammy also going down. There's some big hitters off the field right now, and it does look like CeeJaey not going to have a chance to stay in this. Do keep Dave alive. So it is going to be fairly equal Ubers, although I say that Honjo is doing his stealth killing again.
Yeah, I mean, man wants to do the funny and he's doing his best about it. Thought he doesn't live quite as long this time around, but it doesn't really matter because his whole team is already taking cliff, so high ground in their control. Rotate a bit to house, gonna still make sure they don't get surprised by anyone in the back. And Spy's still alive, they know that. Soldier behind them, I hope they know that one. We'll see about it, I guess. Dominic just wants to walk past him, but MySpats on the net. They pop for this? That is a really early Uber. Just off damage on the heavy. They're not missing around too much tonight, but I mean, it's not much advantage to Dave either way. They gotta pop like quick and get in for the kills if this should matter at all.
Sandburn's hiding. That's an old hiding spot there. Gonna maybe try and catch somebody out. I'm just wondering, I'm subscribed now to the old Adventures of Honjo. First time you got the sniper, second time you got the sniper and the medic. I'm just wondering, third time around, what's he gonna do? How's he gonna big it up? Sandburn and May combining though, getting aggressive in this choke area, not really getting anything. It's actually Murphy and Honju who get the kills, maybe just slowing them down a little bit. But when you take a look at the Ubers, it's only 25% difference. And Davey gets dropped as well out of the heals. Uber is going to be coming along, but going forward with an Uber advantage, they've lost more players than SDCK have. And it means that by the time they're going to have a full complement of players to push, it's going to be equal numbers and equal Ubers.
Davey with a controversial statement, delete sniper class. Never has one man said something so controversial before. I feel his pain, I think, on that one. And I mean, even beyond sniper class, I mean, everyone else is still doing a great job here as well. Just running in on cliff, hopping deeper, getting these kills quick. No one's allowed to get any close to this point at all. Dominic gets there in the end, but still in a bit of a rough spot. Stuck between a pyro and an engineer. Sammy, similar fate for him. Just reflects one rocket away, tries to jump out. Flare hits him, and that's just GG on that one. No help to survive that in the end. And as much as they're getting late kills right now, it's still not really much player until all the spawns are up for CeeJaey.
Yeah, I mean, that was really, really rough. CeeJaey went in there, having had that Uber for such a long time and not using it. Oh, when they do go in, Murphy drops Dave with the pipes, and SDK just used their Uber to clean up. And right now they managed to get 4 kills, but Leafy getting forward will takes down some names. T. Borden and Murphy out of the equation right now, and they get the cap off the back of that. Dave staying alive, Daegu going down. So now it's going to be a 65% Uber advantage for CeeJaey. First time they've capped in this round, but now a chance for them to get a bit of a foothold. If they get their players in position, get some traps up, get Nutricooler nice and buffed, maybe something's possible, because SDK want to dry push this.
Yeah, they're keen on that one for sure. Dave, however, has any second. That's really going to be make or break for them right here. Sniper down is a big deal as well, mind you, on both sides for that matter, though. It's not even game, but Dave just gets caught with the spam. All this damage Murphy throws across the point. Eventually, Dave will crash under the pressure. And it looks like that should just be the recap right away. 30 more seconds left to go before SDCK can claim themselves run out of round 2, bring this 2-match point. But the timer's ticking quick at this rate, with Gedu about to have Uber as well.
Yeah, 20 seconds left on the clock. CeeJaey have to get onto the point. Hasn't got any cap time at all. So they have to get past this forward hold. They've taken down Murphy. So that's step 1. And they force the Uber. If they can just get a body onto the point to keep the cap alive, then we can start talking. Sammy does it. Sammy's on the point. He's keeping the cap alive. We're going to head into overtime. Can he get some friends? Karik's joining. Is it going to be enough? SDK have bled a lot of players here. We're seeing some air blasts. And actually, CeeJaey are getting forward and they're getting more players on the point. Jackie Legs is 1 HP. He's going to take down Karik. He's not able to get any more, but it does look like CeeJaey are going to get the cap here.
Wiethoofd tries, doesn't quite get it done by himself. There's some spawns coming in. Dominic on beam. One scout is solely landing there as well. Now can clean up the NG. Should be able to get rid of the gun, but doesn't have the time for that at all. Actually, just taken care of pretty quickly. These trades with the scout in the end, but while they lose their heals, they also lose all the chance in an extended fight. And the red spawns off of the position off point, just back on point a lot sooner than any of their blue companions. And with that, beat them to the punch. This round's gonna be going to SDCK once again.
So we're at championship point now. Championship point. If SDCK win this next round, they will win this map, because we are going first to 3, best of 5 on King of the Hill map. So they'll win this map, and they will win the series, and therefore win the title. They'll be UGC champions for season 35. KANNONEN Oppai have to win all of the rounds coming up now to stay in this. If you want to be moving on to upward, they're going to have to keep Dave alive, but they can't on this mid-fight because Murphy is hitting the pipes again, and it's absolute slaughter. Only Jackie Legs is the casualty for SDCK right now, and they've managed to take down 4. And it's going to be potentially more. Meso flies across my screen, somehow gets launched from like their side of the map back, but SDCK going to be forwarding hold here. They're in a very, very strong position right now.
Yeah, they're making themselves nice and comfy on the cliffside once again. See what they can do without anyone approaching that little high ground area. In fact, never mind, they don't want to be in high ground, they want to be in spawn, it seems. Looking to get a little bit aggressive. Maybe a bit too much so on my stand here, but one way or another, this is gonna just be a matter of how they can get past all this. And I mean, if they're only watching one of these doors, it's gonna be a little bit easier to do than SDCK might like. The spawn comes out nice and early, but there's a Pyro here who still tries to chase down people and just gets to the medic right in time. Really nice little jump there by T-Bun to make up for the fact that his heavy was on low ground. Couldn't get that chase going so quickly. Someone had to. And really nice job by the Pyro to do exactly that.
Yeah, they back off from the forward hold because Murphy goes down. He actually got reflect piped by V-Clocks, so he was left alone holding cliffside. I guess he did it, but without their demo to hold on for the forward hold. They're going to back up behind the point, waiting for the respawn. It is basically equal Ubers here, so Kami Oppai can just go forward, but Jackie Legs jumps in, kills Dave, and nonchalantly jumps away, goes to pick up his health pack. It's that simple for him, ladies and gentlemen, and Gedu also goes down to Sammy. So both soldiers just trading medics here, just being like, you know what, I'll claim your medic, you claim mine. But that does mean at the end of the day, SDCK is still in control of the point, and they have 1 minute 30 chalked off already.
Already halfway through the round. Strong position to be in even without any heals just yet. It's on CeeJaey anyway to get this pressure going just now and to make this first time in a hard minute. They have the point for any extended period of time. They're gonna get it this time around. It immediately costs them 2 people. With a spy down already, 3 down total. It's gonna be a bit of a tough one here. Pyro is just badly missed, denying damage across the point. We've already seen how much work Murphy can do. Just spamming across, putting in the value for the team. Maybe snipe down as well. There's no competition even on the Devilman anymore. To make that happen, DuMmTm going close, tries to just block off the point, but just walks straight into Sandburn. And with that, there's not much left standing. And whatever is left standing won't be standing much longer. Knocked off the feet. Murphy gets 2 more, including the medic. Really, really rough times for CeeJaey. Quick recap, and even with everyone alive, don't even deny anyone spawns with that.
Yeah, it's kind of back to the drawing board here. They're in a really, really poor position, just approaching the minute mark. They have about a minute left on the clock. They have to deal with SDCK doing a forward hold on product while they have 100% Uber and Dave is only at 25%, but they're actually flooding out of the low ground and they're not even holding back. They're saying there's no one here, let's go forward, and the Uber is going to come in aggressively. It's the May and Murphy combo. Leif is going to go down to the pan. Murphy then uses his pipes to take down Dave. But SDCK actually lose 4 players out of that. An equal 4-4 trade is actually better for the team that doesn't have the point. I say that, dumb. CeeJaey capped the points, so now their spawns are going to be the worst off.
Yeah, it's the awkward push and pull of this map. You want to be on point, but you really don't want to die once you actually have it. You want to just make sure to punish your opponent for approaching too much. Not going to look too pretty on that one here. Sure, the man kill is nice at the end for the scout. That helps in many ways, sure, but at the end of the day here, it's going to be a little bit awkward for them, and looks like they almost understood how the cap time works as well, but then Murphy just decided, I want stickies on point anyway, and just ruins Gedu spawns whatever few seconds there.
Mission ends in 30 seconds.
It's still possible. It's still possible. Gedu's just approaching the front line, so no buffs. Sammy takes down 2, May and Honjo. Going to be heading to the respawn queue. Dave's walking with his team forward. They have some buffs. They have control of the high ground. They are eating a lot of pipes. But Murphy and Broken both going down. I think CeeJaey are going to get the cap here. This could at least not even force an overtime because it's going to be a few seconds left on the clock, I believe. But oh no, they're waiting. They're delaying the cap for their respawns. They want Sammy back in action, but no, Mezzo comes in against Davey, and he's going to have a massive respawn now, 60 seconds, and that's almost like a gunshot. The starting gun for SDCK to just run forward and start taking the fights. Dave only at 90%. Sandburn is there. He's going to gun him down as he runs away. No, Dave gets around the corner, 94%, but it's not going to be enough, dumb, because it doesn't matter if you have more Uber. If you don't have the cap, you're not going to win the game, and that is it. SDCK are going to be your Season 35 champions as they win it 2-0 on Badwater and 3-0 on Product. I'm not sure what number title this is, but they were going into this the heavy favourites, and they've not disappointed their fans.
I mean, it's another success to the long history, I suppose. It might not always be a perfect record, but this time around certainly sure has been easily earned over the competition here. Well-deserved win once again to SDCK. CeeJaey, I mean, I don't think even they could fool themselves in thinking they had the greatest chance of success on this one, but you want to see how far you can push it. It's unfortunate it wasn't any closer for them, but I mean, like I said earlier, right? These people are largely coming in with a lot less premiership experience to most of their competition in this match, so certainly it's a far cry from the last time we'll see any of them for sure, and just we hope probably better competition for them coming forward in the future. They have a long way to go still.
Yeah, I mean, sort of at one point in this year, everyone was clamoring at the thought that SDCK were potentially not the top dogs anymore when they didn't win season 34 when they got toppled by Envision in the grand final. But they've now won the ETF2L season and the UGC season to round off the year. So we'll have to see what 2022 brings. We'll take a look at the logs for the final competition of this year. And it's going to be May and Jaculex who share the top spot in terms of kills, both putting out over 400 DPM, getting 24 kills apiece. Just behind them is Murphy with 22, just missing out on 500 DPM for 99. Nearly getting there. But then when you rank by kills, it's pretty much just SDCK players. Only Sammy being the wedge in between T-Borden and the rest of his team. And there's a lot of damage coming out of those players. 4 players with over 400 DPM for SDCK. Gedu only dying 7 times. I think some of those at the end were him trying to 1v1 players, and T-Borden only dying 4 times with a massive KD. The numbers will only tell half the story, I guess, but it's been pretty dominating performance from SDCK tonight.
Yeah, I mean, certainly, right? You look at this roster, they are really, really strong players, and if not some of the best with the classes they're on in Highlander. And I mean, you don't expect any less out of them, right? You see this, you should rightfully fear as their position. And I mean, they made it justified once again.
Absolutely. Well, that is probably it for Highlander coverage for this year. We've seen the TF2L season. We've seen the UGC season. Super Dickmann's taking home the gold in both of those competitions. We'll be moving on to 2022 with some more seasons, of course, on the horizon. There'll be plenty more action. We'll have to see if the big dogs will be toppled then, if there'll be any new teams, or we'll see some new faces perhaps arising through and making a name for themselves in Highlander. And of course, if you want to watch more stuff on Critscast, we recently had a charity event, TF Connect. We also obviously cast a lot of games, but there's a lot of different places you can find out more information about us. You can check out our social media over on Twitter and Discord to get more information about events and any coverage you want to take a look at for things that we've done. If you want to check out old VODs, you can go on YouTube, where we post VODs of the old casts that we've done. You can check the VODs on the Twitch channel as well, live with the chat. If you are a subscriber, subscribing gives some money towards Critscast, and all that money goes towards supporting the production and the casting staff that bring you the games. We also have a merch and a Patreon. So if you want to go support us on Patreon or go to merch.critscast.com, you can buy a variety of t-shirts, mugs, hoodies, stickers, stuff that is Critscast and TF2 related. And again, all that money goes towards supporting the staff who run these events. Thanks, Dum, for casting with me tonight, and thanks to Wiethoofd for doing the amazing camera work and production in the background, and congratulations to SDCK for being your UGC Season 35 champions. We'll see you next time.
Hi-oh, Beaver! Away!